I want to have gratitude. So I do my journaling and my gratitude. And that's how I want to start my day. I think the way you start your day can really be how you can move through intention for the rest of the day. So for me, it's no phone because it fills me with fear or distraction or kind of scatterbrain. And the routine that I have, it grounds me and helps me to live more intentionally throughout the day.
Kind of putting what do they call it? Putting your oxygen mask on first, like in
I
in airplanes, like when they were like, oh, before you like if you start going down, put on your oxygen mask first before you start putting on like helping other people out, pretty much.
Exactly. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. It's like you have to fill your own cup. And that's what I have learned this year. Um, Especially because I'm just extremely sensitive. I get overwhelmed and overstimulated really easily. And it's knowing that about myself and adjusting my life to fit what works for me. And what
Mhm.
works for me is exactly like you said, I have to have my cup full, which is attending to myself and my needs the first thing in the morning before I'm able to go out and um, do the other things I love to do, which is engaging, interacting, living in service, etc. I have to have that foundation for myself. Otherwise, I will burn out. I
Yeah.
will burn out.
You think do you think like 2020 kind of help you realize how sensitive and overstimulated you can be by looking at your phone and you see like, oh, death tolls or this, or this happened, or XYZ job loss. Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think 2020 was pivotal for me with that. And I think a lot of people, I think just realizing, I think collectively we take on so much. Um, and I think we live in a state of being constantly overwhelmed and overstimulated. And I think 2020 has shown us that the results of that and has shown us that
yeah,
um, the importance of taking a few steps back and reflecting and moving a little bit slower throughout the day and knowing it'll be okay if I move a little bit slower throughout the day.
yeah.
And kind of stepping away from that catastrophic thinking. Absolutely, 2020 did that for me, and I think for a lot of people.
I think that was also a good thing for a lot of people because I think here, mainly here in America, we're so used to like get up, hit the ground running,
Yes.
make everything go. And then it's like, oh, you can't go to work, so you better sit down, you better enjoy time with your kids and everything like that. Like, I think that's something like there, people don't like to bring up a lot of good stuff that had happened out of 2020, but it made us more into it ourselves almost. Like
Yeah.
even like with jobs, like people were like, well, man, I'm like made me reflect. Do I actually like the job I'm at? It made me
Yes.
like what kind of reflect like so what kind of reflections did 2020 bring to you?
I just want to say one thing about the
Yeah.
what you say about the go go go. I think I know for me, I've been really interested in the idea of internalized capitalism recently and the
Okay.
toxicity of
Break that
grind
down.
culture.
Break that down. Break that down. Break
I
that down.
think I think the roots of capitalism are obviously inherently racist.
Mhm.
And so it gets even more complex and complicated for people of color and women of color.
Right.
I think on a whole, though, internalized capitalism is this idea that you need to be working and constantly moving, and your worth is based on how much you can give out and how
Right.
efficient you are.
Right.
And it's toxic. The grind culture is toxic. Not working so much because, and so you don't have time to sleep, it's toxic.
Mm.
How much money you make being a bragging point, I think it can be important and a great thing to make good money. That's awesome. But being how much money you make being who you are, what shows your worth, it's toxic. And its
Mm.
roots are in a system that was built on to exploit its people. And similarly, how the roots of racism are absolutely present.
Right.
The roots of capitalism and grind culture and your worth being how much you can work are present, and it is so toxic.
What's that called
um,
again? I like that. I like that. I'm gonna write that down.
and Internalized capitalism. There's a
Internalized.
great Instagram account. I think her name is the Nap Ministry. Um, and she talks about how rest is the biggest form of revolution, um, in combating just toxic grind culture, and thinking that like we need to constantly be working or moving or doing something, or feeling like I need to be doing this and I need to be doing that, and never having time for rest. It's, yeah, because its roots are in the idea that we're just machines, and that's not the truth.
I definitely fall into that 100%.
Me too. Me
Like
too.
100%. Like
Me too.
I'm waking up at 5 a.m. getting ready to start my day. And then I'm not going to bed until like maybe midnight, 1 o'clock, and then doing it all over again. And then I get hit this wall where I'm like sleeping for 10 hours.
Me too. I mean, I get it. You're talking to the girl that it was a year ago that I had two jobs
Right?
while working and while being a full-time student. I
Talk,
was on the dean's list. I never missed a workout.
talk.
So I get it. I get it. I really do. Um, I really do. And it doesn't mean that we have to go and like quit our jobs and go meditate all day, but I think there is a middle way. And I
Right.
think even incorporating 10 minutes a day before you go to bed to just be quiet or still or rest or close your eyes is huge. It's huge.
I will say when start picking on meditation and taking it serious, like I could definitely tell the difference in days when I did meditate in the morning and when I didn't, because
Yeah.
my like patience level for customers was so much more compared to like if I go straight to work, I'm just like, what do you want? What do you
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. When did you start meditating?
Um so my honestly, when I was living in Italy, that was
Yeah.
like the biggest cultural shock I pretty much ever took.
Mm. Hmm.
Because one, I got to experience what it was like to not be on the grind. Because in Italy, they work from like maybe like 9 to 12, take a little break. The whole like it's like the whole country shuts down for a little bit. You know, they eat food with their family, which is like
Wow.
unknown here. That like they're
Yeah.
always taking time for family and sitting down with them. They don't have the taboo of or they don't have like the cultural thing where it's like at 18 you got to get out.
Right.
They have it like I have a friend there. He was living there, and he was like 28, 29. You know what I mean? So, and then after they take their little break, like hour, I'll say like maybe 2, 3 hour break, 4 hour break, they come back at 4, go till 8, and that's their day. And it
Wow.
seems way more like I like that a lot more because it's not so like you said, grind, work for 8 hours straight and
Right.
expect to be completely efficient at that. Like, no, like nobody can. Like,
Right.
like even have like a 30-minute lunch that you really can't
Right.
enjoy because you know, like, you got to be back on it. And
Mhm.
yeah. And so then like I said, I picked up meditating because there was a class I took in college. And no, I didn't take it serious then until like I was like, I'm gonna try it out. So I started YouTubing guided meditation. I would start like maybe 5 minutes a day and work my way up to 10 minutes. Eventually, I got up to like 20 minutes, just guided meditation a day. And it was so nice. And like, you just put everything in still. And that's when I started realizing like all myself, I would say, like self trauma and stuff I had to personally deal with.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of times we try to keep ourselves busy, not because that's just the culture, just we don't have to think about some stuff that hurts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and if you think about it on a collective level, because I had the same experience, I think stillness and meditation does bring up stuff that our busyness tries to run from. But if you think
Right.
about the collective wound of America, that's why we're collectively so busy, because we have big wounds as a country that we're not being honest about. And I think that's where our collective busyness comes from too.
I think this summer
Absolutely.
really brought it to light because like nobody was really
Yeah.
anything. And I'm here in Minneapolis, so it was really big. And then it's like the whole world had to like sit down and be like, yeah, this is what's going on, XYZ.
Yep. Yes.
and they had like a minute, and people had to like sit there, and because they weren't going to work, so they had to read up on it and see like and do like self-reflecting, like damn, like am I part of the problem
Right.
without even realizing?
Yes.
Like, not saying you're racist, it was like, but are you helping or hurting? Which one?
Yeah. Yes.
So like that's really big. When did you start really meditating and yoga and everything?
I just started doing yoga this year. I think like formal meditation, I started a few years ago, but this is again something that, because meditation's a lot of things. It's not just sitting down, closing your eyes, and it's not just that. I think meditation is anything that just can bring you stillness. So
Right.
I also noticed that like working out when I'm weight training is a sort of meditation, counting my reps and focusing on my breath. Sometimes journaling can be a meditation, singing can be. I think it's anything that just makes you feel connected to something greater than yourself can be a meditation. I
Okay.
think I think the form, I think it can be so intimidating to talk about meditation for people maybe who never have meditated because it's so associated with just sitting in a quiet room. But it can be so many things, I think personally. Anything that just makes you feel connected to something bigger than yourself. So I've been doing that for so many years. I think I the first thing that comes to my mind is I started playing piano when I was 5 years old, and that was
Oh
probably
yeah,
my
you're really good at the piano also. Mhm.
what?
Yeah, you're really good at the piano also.
I think that was my first practice in meditation because
Really.
it brought me to something bigger than myself. I wasn't just me anymore. I was connected to the music. It was moving through me. Um, so yeah, I think anything that just makes you feel unbound,
Who'd
if
you
that
listen
makes
to?
sense.
I know who'd you like to play? Some Beethoven?
Beethoven. I played some Mozart. I
Some
played
Lil Jon?
Some Bach, some Grieg. Yeah, a lot of great pianists. Yeah.
I'll never get over that word.
What?
My immaturity. My immaturity does not allow me to get over that word. I can be 50 years old, super alive.
Hey,
I hear pianists. I'm like, I,
I get it.
I
Composers, there. I
you're
played a lot of
composer.
great composers.